So welcome, welcome, welcome. Uh, it's so nice to have you. And it's Thanksgiving is only about a week away. So talking about the holidays and festivities is a good place to be. But today we're talking about integrating movement into those festivities or holidays. And of course, this goes beyond just Thanksgiving and the Christmas holidays um, and the New Year's holiday. Then you have all the other holidays that are coming. You can implement some of these tactics to make sure you're still incorporating movement into your festivities, and you don't have to be worried about not being able to do any exercise or any movement. So movement into festivities, that's again the theme, the name of today's presentation. Movement is very vital for everybody, especially during the festivity season when our routines can change. We may not be able to figure out how to incorporate that movement into our, stress-filled days throughout the holiday. So hopefully this is something that will help you with that. All right. Hopefully you can stay with us. This is not a long presentation today, so hopefully you can stay until the end. But let's get started. All right. So my name is Alexandra Santamaria. I am a pharmacist, a doctor of pharmacy by profession. I am also certified in diabetes education, and November is Diabetes Awareness Month. And I am also a functional medicine provider. And I can go into what that is a little bit later. And I'm also the founder and CEO of RX Health and Wellness. And RX Health and Wellness, our mission is to help women with chronic diseases improve their life. We really want everyone, all women, especially over 40, to get healthier, especially as they go through perimenopause and menopause. You really need to get there in a healthier state so that you don't have as many symptoms or minimize the symptoms that you would otherwise get with perimenopause and menopause. So we also, because we also incorporate a holistic approach, we like to make sure that it's not just your body that is getting healthy, it's also your mind. All right, so in today's workshop, this is what we'll be talking about: practical tips for daily movement, staying motivated during the holidays, which for some people may be hard. We know that a lot of people get really sad and depressed, as well as very stressed and anxious during the holidays. There's a lot of pressure for us to make this holidays perfect, or what people think should be the perfect holidays. So enhancing the overall well-being. So this is the three things that we're going to talk about today. And hopefully that's what we're going to emphasize and give you tips so that you can have a more relaxed, less stressful holiday, making sure you still are including movement throughout your day, because at the end of the day, the goal is to be healthier, right? So that we can have a better life, a better quality of life, and get in work and create the life that we want. Okay. All right. So we'll start by talking about the importance of movement. There are incredible benefits to physical activity. So it's not just about exercise only. It's also about any movement that gets your body active and moving, whether it's just a brisk walk, whether it's dancing to your favorite songs, or even gardening. So the goal here is to decrease the amount of time you spend sitting down or sedentary and increasing the amount of time you spend moving. And this becomes really, really important as we get older. So as we get older, we tend to lose a lot more muscle. So if we're very sedentary, we're going to lose a lot of muscle and replace it with fat. And we're going to lose our energy, our strength, our balance. And we want to get into our older years feeling strong and able to do all the things that we're able to do now, or even more. So the major reason for exercise, especially if you have chronic disease, is to decrease your risk for cardiovascular disease. Unfortunately, worldwide, cardiovascular disease is still number one killer. And it is the number one risk factor that comes with just about all, if not all, the chronic diseases. So we want to improve cardiovascular health. And we do that by doing regular physical activity that strengthens our heart, like walking, improves circulation, and reduce the risk of heart disease, heart attacks, and others, heart failure. So it's like giving your heart a tune-up, giving your heart and vessels a tune-up, keeping them functioning efficiently. So every time you go out for a walk, or every time you do any type of movement, you're improving and giving your cardiovascular health a tune-up. So movement can also help with better mood and increase energy, which we all want to have, correct? One of the things that happens as we grow older, and especially as women start getting into perimenopause and menopause, we start getting more sluggish, having less energy, feeling very weighed down. Women tend to put a lot more weight during this time as well. And it has to do with all those changing hormones. But when you do movement releases endorphins, and those are our natural body's mood lifters. And they can help combat feelings of anxiety and stress and depression, and giving us a boost on our emotional state. Additionally, regular exercises increases your overall energy levels, helping you feel more awake and ready to tackle your day. So for those of us who live with chronic disease, movement is really, really crucial. So one of the things that movement can do is help you manage your symptoms. For many chronic diseases, and especially conditions such as diabetes, arthritis, and heart disease, regular movement can help you manage symptoms. It can lower blood sugar, it can reduce joint pain, and improve your overall heart function. So again, movement in chronic disease is very, very important. It can also help us reduce our risk for complications. many of these chronic diseases come with increased risk for other chronic diseases and other complications. So by maintaining a regular physical activity routine, you can prevent and decrease your risk of these associated complications. You can reduce your risk for stroke in those with heart disease, or even just improve your sugar with those with insulin sensitivity. So you have pre-diabetes and you don't have that diabetes diagnosis, then movement becomes even more important to improve that insulin sensitivity. Improving the quality of your life. So, beyond managing your disease itself, regular movement enhances our overall quality of life. It boosts our independence, improves our ability to do daily tasks, so rely on ourselves and not have to rely on other people, and contributes to a more active and fulfilling life. Remember, the key is to find activities that you enjoy and can do regularly. It's not about running marathons. It's not about going out and, getting into all these complicated challenges. It's more about making sure you're moving your body and you're enjoying the process so that you can stick with it. Every step counts. So even counting steps is a way to make sure that you're moving. And each movement brings you closer to a healthier and happier you. So I would say one of the biggest thing I can tell you and give you advice on is, as we get older, physical activity becomes even more important. I always tell people, start with nutrition, because nutrition has such a big impact on their lives. But I think as we grow older, the biggest impact is going to come from physical activity. If we want to keep our independence, if we want to have a way to have balance, energy, and be independent, then movement is the way to go. Sorry, somebody's cutting our lawn. I didn't realize they were doing that today, so I apologize. All right, so now you know all the benefits of movement. So now let's talk about some practical tips that you can, how you can incorporate movement into your daily routine, and especially during the festivities and the season. So as we embrace the festive season, this is a wonderful opportunity to add joy and joyful movements to our daily life. So rather than thinking in terms of another chore, like movement exercise as another chore, we want you to think about it as a joyful, an opportunity to bring in more joyful movement, more joy into your daily life. So here's some festive theme ideas that are not only fun, but they are also a great way to stay active. So dancing to holiday music. Put on your favorite holiday tunes and have a dance party in your living room. It's a fantastic way to get your heart rate up and enjoy the festive spirit. Whether it is because you're doing it solo or with your family, it's all about having fun and moving your body. One of my fondest memories of the holidays has to be where we are all in the kitchen preparing our holiday meal, whichever holiday, doesn't matter. And as we're cooking as a family, you know, it included my mother when she was alive, my daughters, my husband, now my granddaughter, and also friends that we consider family members. So we would all be in the kitchen, whether we were preparing the meal or they were just there to keep us company and conversation. I remember putting music and we would start dancing as we're preparing stuff and we're singing along and moving around, setting the table, um, doing the dishes, but we're moving to the music and we're enjoying ourselves. There's conversations going and people are having fun and smiling, and it was just a really happy, warm memory. And you can do the same thing. Just incorporate that movement, that dancing, that happiness into your festivities. Number two, walking to see your neighborhood decorations. Now, here in the Northeast where I live, there are many, many communities, especially the more rural communities where we don't actually have sidewalks. So this is something that may not be something that you can do because of that, especially being at night and getting so dark. But when we lived in Boston, they had sidewalks, they had more ways for us to walk. Then we would go out and walk throughout the neighborhood and admire the holiday decorations and the lights. It's a great, delightful way to enjoy the festivities and the ambience while getting some good steps in. And if it's a really nice night, not too cold, but not too hot, it really puts you into that holiday mood. Make it a nightly routine or a weekend activity with your family and friends. So now we can do it here, like I said, because we are in a more rural setting. So we like to go to our zoo where they put up lights and you can either drive through or walk it. So we take the walking unless it's really, really cold, then we'll drive. But more often than not, we'll walk it. And there are places where they have lights set up where you can also go and walk and look at the lights. So that might be a way for you to go outside and put in some steps into your day. Number three, festive yoga or stretching. So incorporate some holiday themed stretches or yoga poses into your routine. So if you're a very like a big yoga person, then you can sort of incorporate some of the themes into your routine, and kind of the variety will energize your day and make it more fun to do. So here's some ideas. So again, if you're a very big yoga person, start your day with poses that energize and awaken the body. Think of poses that stretch and open up your body like the sun salutation sequence. To make it festive, you could create a playlist of holiday themed music that can accompany your practice. And that way, it motivates you to get more into the holiday mood and also make your yoga routine a little bit more festive. Incorporate colors and decorations in your yoga space that remind you of the holiday. All right. If you don't do yoga per se, just doing some relaxing evening stretches If you do those in the evening, you can focus on your stretches that promote relaxation and help you unwind. They can be gentle, restorative yoga poses like the child pose or the leg up the wall pose, or a gentle seated twist can be perfect. Anything like that. All you want to do is have a stretch that you can do, and but set the mood with a soft light and perhaps some holiday lights or even some holiday music, calming music in the background. Use holiday theme scented candles, although I don't really like candles per se, but you can use essential oils. Make sure you use something that is not going to bring more toxic elements into your space to enhance your festive atmosphere. So these holiday theme routines not only add a touch of fun to your practices, but also help maintain regular exercise schedule during the busy festive season. Yoga and stretches are excellent for reducing stress, improving flexibility, enhancing your mood, all of which are especially beneficial during the holidays. The holidays can be a very stressful time for a lot of people, including myself. All right, so now let's talk about making these activities as part of your daily routine. So you want to make sure you're still scheduling your movement. If you're someone who opts for doing that regular exercise routine, make sure you schedule it. Just like any important appointment, you schedule these activities into your day. Make sure you keep the appointment with yourself. Treat it like any other appointment that you would keep, like with your doctor or your boss. So make sure you keep it. Set aside a specific time for your living room dance party or your neighborhood walk. You can also involve others. It's always so much more fun when you have others that join you in all these adventures. So turn these activities into social events. Invite family or friends or your neighbors if you're going out to see the lights in your neighborhood. And turn them into festive moments, festive movements. It's more fun and can be highly motivating, especially if you have others joining you. Make it a big party. Be creative and flexible. There are endless ways to incorporate movement into your holidays. Be open to trying new activities. For example, if you're cooking for the holidays, put on music and dance around the kitchen. Again, that's what we did during our holidays, and I love those memories. Or engage in a snowball fight outside when it's snowing. I know, don't want to think about it, but it is coming. So use whatever you have and be flexible and creative. The key is to find the joy in the movements that you're going to be doing. They don't have to be structure exercise per se. And like you and many of us don't really enjoy exercise per se. Well, I shouldn't say that. For me, it's more like getting started. I love exercising. Once I'm in the middle of exercising, I love exercising and want to keep going and love the way it makes me feel. But getting there to that point where I'm actually doing it, it's the hard part. But if you make these part of your routine, part of bringing yourself joy, and remember, we create our own happiness. You cannot depend on others to give you happiness. We create our own happiness. It's about being active and embracing the festivities, the festive spirit. Every bit of movement counts toward your health and well-being. So For those of you who spend a lot of time sitting, like me, when I'm working, make sure you have some way of incorporating movement during the day as you're sitting all the time. I try to keep a schedule where I'm doing 25 minutes of uninterrupted work and 5 minutes where I get up and take a break, move around, make sure I walk, stretch, whatever it is. You can also make sure to incorporate other things. I have a patient who puts pedals under her desk, and she will, make sure she uses them throughout the day. I have a desk that can go up, so I can work standing up. So there's many ways that you can incorporate movement into your day, and it doesn't have to be regular structure exercise. Okay, so movement is medicine for creating change in a person's physical, emotion, and mental states. And I couldn't agree more. Again, we're going for the holistic approach here. It's not just about your physical body, it's also about your emotion and mental states. One of the biggest challenges we face, especially during the holiday season, is staying motivated to keep moving. And it's time, it can be a time that is filled with joy, but also with busy schedules, family commitments, and a lot of delicious foods that can derail us from our goals of, eating a healthier, more nourishing type of meals. So how do we keep ourselves motivated to stay active? One, acknowledge that there is a challenge that you face during the holidays. It's important to recognize that it's normal to find yourself feeling unmotivated, feeling stressed, and feeling even anxious and sad during the holidays. You're not alone in this. The key is to be kind to yourself and understand that it is okay to have ups and downs in your motivation levels. But keep coming back to your goals. Keep coming back to the things that are going to keep you on track to keep healthy or start getting healthy. Set small, achievable goals. Sometimes we want to do everything. We want our house to look picture perfect like they do in all those magazines, or we want to do all the activities and all the celebrations that this time of year brings. And in doing so, we stress ourselves out and we overwhelm ourselves where we can't get things done. So set small, achievable goals. Instead of setting large, intimidating goals, break them down into smaller, more manageable ones. Don't have to get your house ready in one day or in one weekend. Take it easy. Have a party, have friends over and do one thing, maybe your tree, or just decorate the front of your house. Have your neighbors over, invite them for chocolate or whatever, cookies, anything, and just do it small. So small steps, instead of big, huge goals, make them more manageable. Commit to maybe just 10 minutes of walking a day, or a short dance session to your favorite holiday songs. These small goals are easier to achieve and can lead to a sense of accomplishment. So break down your big goals. Make them have several smaller, you can even call them micro steps. And then do those smaller steps. When you achieve one, move on to the next one. Don't get overwhelmed. Again, find a buddy, a movement buddy. Find somebody that can do all these things with you. Staying active can be more enjoyable and motivating when you have someone to share it. Partner with a friend, a family member, a neighbor, a coworker if you're going to do this during the time you're at work. You can motivate each other and keep each other accountable. Plus, it's a great way to connect with others during the festive season. And if you belong to any type of groups, maybe you can find a buddy there. So if you belong to any Facebook groups and you have made friends, maybe that's a way to go. Celebrate every achievement, no matter how small. And this is crucial. We often are focused so much on the wrong things, on the negative things, on the things that didn't get done, that we don't celebrate and focus on all the good things that were done, that we got done, that we did, that we accomplished. So no matter how small the achievement, celebrate it. Did you manage a short walk today? Hey, let's celebrate. Did you complete a few stretches? Give yourself a pat in the back. Celebrate. Be good to yourself. These celebrations create positive reinforcement, making it more likely that you'll continue to do these types of activities. Incorporate fun and variety. We talked about fun and flexibility. Fun and variety is another one. Keep your activities fun and vary them. They don't have to be the same over and over and over again. As my girls grew up, the types of activities that we did when they were little kind of had to morph and change as they grew up and they were interested in other things. Now that they no longer live with me, we do other types of activities. So you can create new traditions. You don't have to keep doing the same things. But you can maybe try new things. The festive season brings unique opportunities. Build a snowman. If you're not afraid, then try ice skating. Never been ice skating. I'm terrified of it. Or skiing, but maybe someday I'll try it. Have to be open to new things. Or even shopping in the mall. I know it's very scary, but I have patients who walk in the mall before it opens. So they go in and most malls open about half an hour before all the stores actually open. And you can just walk inside the mall and then you can start, looking to see, maybe that'll give you more ideas about your shopping. But enjoy the seasonal activities as part of your movement plan. So remember, the goals during the holiday is not to be perfect, but to be consistent. It's about finding balance and enjoying the festive season while also taking care of your health. And don't forget to do self-care. Self-care is not selfish. Okay, guys, we need to do it. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a step towards maintaining your health and well-being. All right. So one of the principles that we use in our Health and Wellness is functional medicine principles. Functional medicine is traditional medicine, but we have a a point of view that's different than standard medicine. We don't just look at symptoms and treat symptoms. We look at what could possibly the root causes of whatever disease you have and try to reverse it that way, improve it that way. So in functional medicine, we look at health as a holistic journey where every aspect of our lives contributes to our well-being. This includes not just your physical health, but also your mental and emotional states. So what does that mean when it comes to movement? Movement plays a crucial role in our holistic view of health. Movement is not just about, again, physical fitness. It's a key component of our overall well-being. Regular physical activity has been shown to improve mood, reduce symptoms such as symptoms of anxiety and depression, and enhance cognitive function, brain function. So if we want to decrease our risk for dementia, this is the way to go. It's a powerful tool for maintaining not just your physical health, but also your mental and emotional health in balance. When we engage in physical activity, our body releases endorphins again. And these, again, are called the feel-good hormones, or referred to as the feel-good hormones. These endorphins help reduce stress, boost our mood. Additionally, engaging in movement can be a form of mindfulness, allowing us to take a break from daily stressors and focus on the present moment. So let's talk about that a little bit more. What exactly am I talking about? Mindfulness and movement. So mindfulness is a way of being present in the moment. And it sounds so easy, but it can be so hard. Especially in today's lives where we are being pulled in a million different ways. You have your phone going off, you're looking at your computer, you have your coworker talking to you, your boss wants this, your kids are calling you, your husband forgot to do the shopping and wants you to do it now. So you're just like pulled in a million directions. Mindfulness is about taking a moment and being really present in whatever it is that you are, in whatever it is that you are doing. So if you are talking to your kids, be present and mindful and not be thinking about what you need to do next, about the work that's waiting for you. So in the same way, we talk about mindful walking. So instead of just taking a walk, try a mindful walking. As you start walking, focus on your breath, the rhythm of your steps, and the sensations that you feel as you move. So focus on your breath. Make sure you're breathing in through your nose and breathing out of your mouth. Make it a rhythm of breathing. Making sure that you're breathing, engaging your diaphragm, breathing all in and blowing it all out. Making sure you start walking at a steady pace. Feeling the sensations that you get as you move. Feeling your feet as they hit the ground. Feeling your knees as they bend. Do they hurt? Are they okay? And just be really present to everything that's happening as you're walking. Even if you just do simple stretching exercises, they can be paired with mindful breathing. This will help release tension in the body and help you relax. Dance. Put on some music and dance freely. This is not only a great way to move, but it also helps express your emotions and lead to emotional release and stress relief. I often do that. I know. And when people come in, I say, yeah, I'm kind of crazy that way. But it really does help. Personalize your movement plan. So I can give you generalized advice, but we are not all the same, and we are not all in the same place when it comes to the ability of movement. So in functional medicine, we like to emphasize that you're an individual uniquely you. You're not like anyone else. So your plan should not be like everyone else. Your movement plan should be tailored to you, to your needs and preferences. Choose activities that you enjoy and that fit into your lifestyle. I hate gardening. I don't have a green thumb to me. But my mother used to love gardening. And she had such a way with plants. So make it your own. Choose those activities that you enjoy. It's about finding joy in whatever it is you're doing. Making sure that you're comfortable as you're doing the movement, that you're not feeling tons of pain. You know, if you have arthritis, you may have some discomfort as you start moving, but as you move, it actually improves. But we don't want you having movement while you're having pain. That's not the goal. The goal is to integrate movement into your life in a way that enhances your life, the quality of your life, your overall well-being. It's not just about physical benefits, it's about nurturing your mind and your spirit as well. All right, let's see. Just checking to see if we have any comments or questions. Not yet. All right, so this is where I wanted to have a more interactive moment with you guys, an interactive session. So if you are here live, you can put it on the comment. If you are in the Zoom, you can put it on the chat. If you're watching the video afterwards, you can still participate and just put it on the comment. So I want to focus on you guys for a moment. We all have our favorite festive activities that we look forward every year. I want to hear about what are those for you. Let's share it with each other. Maybe there are things that we haven't thought about that we, other people, can incorporate into their movement activities. So let's start with a question. What is your favorite festive activity and how do you think you could add more movement to it? So think about what kind of activities you like to do during the holidays. If you like to decorate, you are moving, but how can you incorporate even more movement into it? So, take a moment and think about it. So somebody said cooking meals for the holiday, especially cooking Thanksgiving dinner. So if you're cooking a meal, you could add more movement by marching in place while you're stirring your soup or your sauces. or doing calf raises while awaiting for something to finish baking. Let's keep going. I'm a little behind already. All right. So the biggest takeaway for you today, the biggest thing that I want you to see is that movement can be a joyful part of your festive traditions. By sharing our favorite holidays, activities, and creativity, thinking about how to add more movement to them. We not only enhance our physical well being, but also enrich the experiences that we're having. Whether it's adding some steps while cooking, stretching during a movie, or simply marching in place while we wrap gifts, every bit of movement counts. Let's inspire and motivate each other by embracing movement as a natural and fun part of our holiday celebrations. All right. So I wanted to give you share with you some stories. Now, we're just now launching our membership. So all of these stories that I'm sharing with you are from my one-to-one clients. So I have a one-to-one coaching that I do with, it's not just women, but in general, with people who have chronic disease. Our membership is geared toward women, especially women over 40, 50 with chronic diseases, or women who just wants to get healthier as they grow older. But on my coaching is, I do coaching for everybody. So I want to share some of the success stories that I've seen through the years. And these are not the real names by any means. But I'm going to start with Sarah. Sarah is a 55-year-old woman, and she has chronic arthritis, and she struggles with pain in her joints all the time. She wakes up feeling stiff, and it takes her quite a long time throughout the day to get rid of the stiffness. And the pain is also unbearable during the morning, and it gets easier during the day as she starts moving. So when she first started to come to see me, she really did not want to talk about exercise. She wanted me to help her with her nutrition and how to improve her nutrition, make it more anti-inflammatory so that some of her symptoms could improve. So she was very hesitant about exercise. I kept trying to introduce to her the idea that, gentle movement can't really improve her arthritis symptoms, especially her pain and stiffness. So she heard me talk about gentle yoga as a form of low impact movement. I connected her with someone who does introductory yoga and yoga for people with chronic diseases. And she started to do yoga. She started with one day out of the week. And because she was initially very skeptical, she really did not believe that it could improve. She actually was very afraid that she was going to actually get worse and not be able to move at all. As she started to do it once a week, she started to notice some improvement. So she decided to add a second day to that week, and then 3 times per week. Over time, as she was doing 3 times per week, she noticed a significant reduction in joint stiffness and improvement in her mobility. So now she started to practice yoga at home in between those 3 days. So she goes to do yoga 3 days outside her house, but she does some form of yoga in her house the other days. She now practices yoga almost daily and credits it with enhancing her quality of life and managing her arthritis symptoms. And she feels like if she misses a day, she can actually feel her symptoms get worse. So that's one of the stories I want to share with you. Second story is about managing diabetes with regular walking. And this is something I did myself, but I'm going to tell you about Mike. Mike is a 60-year-old man. He has type 2 diabetes, among other things. He has high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and he has congestive heart failure in the early stages. He was encouraged to lose weight by his doctor and encouraged to be more active, but he was not really somebody who liked exercise, but he was willing to give it a try. So he started to do a short walk, a 10-minute walking into his daily routine, but he started with a couple days during the week. So when he saw me, I encouraged him to do the walking that he was doing, the 10-minute walk, after the biggest meal of the day. Why? Because it can help with his blood sugars. So gradually he increased to 3 times per week. He was feeling better, but he was really happy. And so a big drop on his blood sugar numbers, especially because he was doing that walk an hour after his biggest meal of the day. Now, we were also working on his diabetes and doing other things. So it wasn't just the walking that brought down his blood sugars, but as his blood sugars improved and were more stable, he found himself having more energy. His doctor noticed an overall improvement and encouraged him to do even more. He had lost a couple pounds, but not really a lot. So he started to move more and doing other things. And as he did, he got better results. His energy went up, and he brought his blood sugars, his A1C, he brought it from where it started when I saw him for the first place at 12 down to about 7.2. And his doctor was quite happy because he had not seen an improvement in his diabetes for quite a long time. So again, incorporating movement in whichever way is easier and better for you and you enjoy it. That's the key. Sorry about my dog. She's a little old yappy dog and she's sick, and she just hates being by herself. All right. My last story is about Linda. So Linda is somebody who's about 40 years old, and she was diagnosed with hypertension. She has a very stressful work life and has really little balance in it. So there's no work-life balance. She feels stress at home. She feels stress at work. She was not exercising at all. And this is coming from somebody who was a sports person while she was in high school. So we tried to start her because she was very adamant. I don't have time to do exercises, regular exercises. So we started her integrating just some stretches into her daily routine. So it's making sure she was getting up from her sitting position, making sure she was stretching, maybe taking walks, making her do some breathing exercises and trying to de-stress. And then we made a suggestion months into it. She had some improvement, but not anywhere near where she wanted to be. So we tried to figure out what kind of things she liked, what kind of different movements she would enjoy. And we came up with dance. She likes to dance. So we introduced dance as part of her routine. She started to do Zumba. And Linda found these activities not only very helpful in lowering her blood pressure, but she loved it. She felt like she could get out of her own head and she could just get away from everything, and it helped her reduce her stress. So now she does Zumba 3 times a week, 2 most of the time, but she loves it and she tries not to miss it. We also incorporated, again, those stretches, the breathing, and some mindful exercises that she can do at home, just to get her to have a better quality of life. So having a more active lifestyle leading to a better heart health and overall well-being. Now, all of these things, what they have in common is not only that they can reduce all this stress, but they can increase your resilience, meaning you're able to better handle whatever life throws at you and become less reactive and be able to be more proactive. And that's what we're looking for. All right. So I hope some of these things will help you in your own journey into adding more movement, especially through the holidays. That brings us to any questions, any concerns. I encourage you to stay in touch with us. Make sure that you contact in any way that you can. You can certainly use our Facebook page to send us a DM or the Facebook group. You can also send us an email to support@rxhealthandwellness.com. Love to hear from you guys, and I will see you guys for our next workshop. I don't have the specifics of it yet, but stay tuned. If you follow us on our RX Health and Wellness page, you'll be able to see all of our upcoming workshops. Or you can go to my website. Our events calendar will list all of the upcoming events. All right. Have a great rest of the week and incorporate that movement into your festivities. Bye-bye.